A violent weekend in D.C. tonight at 5 on D.C. News Now. How community leaders are coming together to stand against it. And back on track, the Red Line returns after being shut down for days. What commuters are saying about the disruption.
You voted yes June 16th, 84-14. What changed in the bill that caused you to change your vote?
Protecting our veterans. Jon Stewart is joining military families as they sleep on the steps of the U.S. Capitol until the Senate takes action. And thanks for joining us for the News at 5. I'm Mark Hall. Could another heat wave be on the way? Well, meteorologist Damon Matson joins us with a check on the forecast. And Damon, could we see an increase in temperatures?
Yeah, Mark, it does look like we are going to start to ramp those readings up, and we have been live here in the Ford Weather Center throughout the day watching for those changes. And as a matter of fact, as we move ahead here throughout the rest of this evening, you may have noticed those warmer temperatures because the sunshine, it broke out. Ever since we got past the lunch hour, things have been a little bit more on the sunny side of things. We have a few spotty showers and storms popping up well south of I-66 here. That's where some additional clouds are still lingering about as well. But overall, this sunnier pattern is what has helped to bring those temperatures up. It's quite a change of pace from yesterday at this time when we saw a lot of cloud cover, light to steady rainfall wrapping up our weekend. We don't have that same disturbance anywhere nearby, but you can tell there's that thunderstorm activity back across southern Virginia. A little bit of activity too now across West Virginia. Some of this could move into western Maryland, the mountains of West Virginia, right on the western periphery of the four-state region. Brings some spotty storms still into the picture, but all in all, this quieter, sunnier forecast. Look at that. That's what's brought those temperatures up a good 15 degrees in most locations as compared to 24 hours ago when it was cool, damp, and soggy on our Sunday evening. So as we continue along over the next few hours, it's a pretty simple and quiet forecast. Partly cloudy skies are expected to last straight into the night tonight. Those temperatures that rebounded up into the middle, if not upper 80s here over the last hour or two, those will start to fall back down at least below the 80-degree mark. But look at that. As we approach midnight tonight, we're still talking about temperatures right around 77 degrees. So we're looking at things being rather mild through the overnight. But when might those afternoon temperatures get a little bit more intense and on the hot side? We'll let you know in just a bit.
Okay, Damon, thank you. Well, gun violence continues to rise across the country, and right here in Washington, D.C., deaths by gunfire continue to rise. Now, in the next hour, local leaders are set to meet and address the rise in gun violence here in the nation's capital. D.C. News Now's Katie Reese spoke with some of the panelists earlier. Katie, what are they looking to do?
Good evening, Mark. So that town hall, that's called Disrupting Gun Violence. It's set to start in about a half an hour. And I spoke with one of the panelists and the D.C. native, Dr. Majid. He said that this town hall is the perfect example of local leaders coming together with community members to try and address this problem. You know, hearing what they want to do and to see in their community to curb this gun violence.
One murder is too much, right? But the numbers that we're seeing is really unacceptable.
Gun violence is on the rise across the country and here in the district. Over the last 5 years, homicides involving a gun have increased by almost 110%. And the issue hits home for Oswald Thomas, a shooting survivor. He believes the community coming together is the first step towards addressing the rise in violence and stopping the painful cycle of trauma.
I've dedicated my life to helping to organize those crime survivors from across the country to ensure that we are advocating for more services and resources to help our communities heal. Those individuals that are most harmed by violence, young men and women of color, are least helped by the justice system. When you think about the cycle of violence that continues in D.C., that continues across the country, a lot of the time is a direct result of unresolved trauma.
Dr. Maurice Majid couldn't agree more. He's a D.C. native and advocate for underserved community members. He says violent crimes affect more than just the victim, but the whole community.
When we have men and women who are doing these things, we need to find everything in our power to put them in a system where they start to understand and bring that value system back. Families are hurting, so we have to put programs and things in place that are going to help the entire family to rise up and be the best version of themselves.
So like we said, this panel, this town hall disrupting gun violence is set to start in the next half hour. It's set to start at 5:30, and community members are absolutely welcome. Neighbors, residents, everyone is welcome to voice their opinions and to make their voices heard in this town hall. I'm going to try and pop in there and see exactly what those concerns are and what people want to see done in their communities. But for now, reporting live in Washington, Katie Ree, DC News Now.
Katie, thank you. Indecent exposure. Fairfax County Police have arrested a man who exposed himself to a woman and a juvenile in McLean, Virginia. Demetrius Mills has been connected to several exposure cases around Northern Virginia, and they happened in the Tyson Square Shopping Center and in Vienna. Mills has been charged with 2 counts of indecent liberties and 2 counts of indecent exposure. Police believe that there are additional victims. Anyone with information is asked to call police, and you can find that number on our website, dcnewsnow.com. Back on track, the Red Line service is up and running again between Farragut North and Van Ness after a morning commute mashup. The cause was electrical wires sparking a brief fire in the Red Line tunnel. Now, this happened on Saturday night at the DuPont Circle station. Thankfully, nobody was hurt, but a Metro crew worked to solve the issue. They had to close 5 stations for roughly 36 hours, and commuters were frustrated. Here's what they had to say.
So frustrated. To be honest with you, I was not expecting this.
How were you first told about this?
When they told us to get off the train. That's when I first heard about it. We were sitting on the train thinking we were going to the next stop, and they said, everybody unload, you got to get off the train.
Well, the Red Line is now fully operational from start to the end, with trains running every 10 minutes. Well, some travelers throughout the DMV may have been stranded early today. That's because more than 200 Metro Access drivers went on strike. Metro Access employees are striking because they say they want a fair living wage, and some believe it's really not a lot to ask. Take a listen.
Metro Access workers are fed up.
Better health insurance benefits, obviously better wages, and mainly just respect.
That's why they're on strike. Employees of Metro Access drive the elderly and people with disabilities around the DMV. Members of the Amalgamated Transit Union 689 says their company, Transdev, refuses to pay a fair wage.
We hate what's going on. We hate that we had to leave our clients this morning. People depend on paratransit.
Union members say drivers in Baltimore get paid $20 an hour.
Because we've won fights like this before, that members sticking up for themselves, fighting, standing together is probably the only way to really guarantee that they get everything they deserve.
That was Shanika Grimshaw reporting. ATU's 689 members say that they've been negotiating for more than 2 months, and we reached out to Transdev for a comment, but so far we haven't heard back. Well, for the first time in 2 years, the Montgomery County Department of Transportation is charging for rides on public transit. Luckily, the costs are only half of what they were pre-pandemic. Passengers using Ride-On will only cost $1 for all rides. Meanwhile, a bus pass will only cost $22.50 per month. Seniors, children under 19, and those with disabilities will still be able to ride for free. And to know if you qualify for any of those, you can go to mc.website for details. Well, President Biden's ambitious plans to invest in fighting climate change and lowering health care costs appear closer to becoming a reality. Our Washington correspondent Alexandra Limon has more on where the legislation stands.
Good evening. After 8 months of negotiations that fell apart multiple times, it appears Senator Joe Manchin is finally on board with the investments President Biden wants to make, but all Democrats will need to be on board too. The Inflation Reduction Act aims to invest $400 billion over 10 years in fighting climate change and lowering healthcare costs for many Americans by allowing Medicare to negotiate prescription drug prices.
There's an awful lot of good stuff in this bill.
West Virginia Senator Joe Manchin says he's finally on board with what's essentially a smaller version of President Biden's Build Back Better plan.
It's a balanced bill. This is an energy security bill.
Senator Manchin is supporting the legislation in part because it would pay for itself, And it would reduce the deficit by raising taxes on the richest Americans and corporations. Republicans oppose the package.
Same Democrats who said that a $1.9 trillion spending spree would not cause inflation are now saying, listen to this, it's a good idea to raise taxes, kill jobs, attack American energy.
But there's still uncertainty. Arizona Democratic Senator Kyrsten Sinema has remained largely silent, and Democrats worry the proposed tax hikes could jeopardize her support. For now, the White House is deferring to Senator Manchin to win her over.
So I leave it to him.
But Democrats are still hoping to be able to move forward with a vote on that package this week. In Washington, Alexandra Limon.